There can be only one.
Go, Trig boy. It's your birthday.
Seriously, subscribe. Are you guys ready to get out of the Matrix? Let's go.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
The Texas court system works, and I trust the Texas court system will work in this case.
Happy Friday and welcome to the Pissed Off Parent Show. I am the Pissed Off Parent, and as the little thing said here, got some movement, and it is a good bowel movement. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, may go off on a rant, just a number of things have happened over the last few days that just kind of want to talk about that, and again, it's going to end up being some kind of call to action, so run with that. And then we're going to try to have some fun here. I've actually, amongst everything else going on, I've actually put time into it. Also, everyone should be noticing a increased visual. I went ahead and actually paid to upgrade the service, so you're getting a nice clean picture. You can figure out, you can probably identify, if you're a nerd like me, the Transformers behind me, and just note and see it all. So, making I call them investments. We'll see how that turns out, but. Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening in the legislature for Texas, and then I'm actually broadcasting even to more locations now. So for the new viewers that hadn't previously been pulled in, this show is called the Pissed Off Parent Show. I'm the Pissed Off Parent, and this is. Talks primarily, although I hit all kinds of different topics, but the show primarily talks about equal shared parenting related items and parenting, custody issues, and that's kind of where a lot of it, especially during legislative sessions, where we spend a lot of time. And but we do jump into all kinds of other topics, just kind of at times where it all goes. Tonight will be no different than the last several nights, which we'll be talking about bills that are coming through for Texas. I'm actually trying to get updates on other states and other countries. We kind of pull everybody in. We actually had somebody from Norway yesterday, which was kind of cool. But yeah, we're actually worldwide and all that fun stuff. So we're going to get into it, have some fun, talk about the Titanic sinking, and whereabouts on the ship you are. So get some comments going. Again, it's open for everyone to put their 2 cents in, and we'll give you a nickel back. How that work? I guess that's the government way of doing things. All right, so first things first here. Let's see, non-attorney, yada, yada, yada. This is all... me having fun and hopefully educating and having people kind of figure things out. Trying to come up with a catchy snag line, ain't got one. So let's go ahead and pop up the first item for bid here. Again, also I'm a Gen Xer, so a lot of my references are going to be pop culture from that era and a little newer. So you just have to bear with us and all that. But again, put your comments out there. Have a little bit of fun here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up on the old screen here an email I received today. Actually at 2:39, I actually got two emails because they were that excited about getting things rolling here. And it has the first one is HB 3025, which is again, this is Texas, so related to the prosecution of criminal offenses, like aggravated kidnapping and interference with child custody. I won't jump into that bill, but outside of summarizing it. But again, people for Texas, pay attention. For people outside the state, pay attention, because this, again, it's going to be impacting other states, other countries as well. And you may say, "Hey, wow, they got it hard," or "Ooh, they've got it made." Again, if you're talking about custodial interference and the domestic issues and all that, if you're in Australia, you're probably like, "Shh, you guys got it easy." If anybody knows anything about Australia law with domestic violence. But in summary, what this is actually doing is it's going to now we all know, at least if we don't know, you all need to go to pissedoffparent.com and get educated and learn about what custodial interference is. And high level summary is it's basically when one parent doesn't let the other parent get the child during their court-ordered visitation time for varying reasons. In Texas, and as well as other states, it is a penal code. It's in the penal code. It's a state jail felony. I think it's like 3 or 5 years or something for that. But I lovingly refer to it, and I'm in Texas. I lovingly refer to this as the Diet Coke of state jail felonies, because PC 2503 is never, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say never, because someone will say, well, it does happen once or twice, but it almost never is identified or prosecuted. It's just, why I call it the Diet Coke of state jail felonies, and that's a throwback to, I think it's Austin Powers. What they're wanting to do with this bill is to kind of jump in or do the summary of it, but the bill that they're presenting here, 3025, is going to do a change it to where they'll be they may, I want to choose my words carefully here, they may be fined up to, I think it's $500, and it boils down to the precinct. So with that lovely language, that if you've been following my show at all, you'll know that dissecting the words and what they say and then what the law actually reads. Sometimes it's two different things. When they use the phrase "may," it basically means if the judge gets a bug up his butt and decides to do it for whatever reason, usually towards the dude, and that this language is no different. It is may charge that, and it's based on principality. If it now had said shall, that may have put a little more teeth into it, but this is where I guess something better than nothing. No one does the state jail felony one, so maybe this, if it's monetary, the government will say, hey, I can make some money off of this, and let's run with it. So we've got that. The next one is the one that I'm really wanting to talk to, which is SB 590. SB 590, as everyone, God, I hope everybody knows, is what's being coined as the retroactive child support bill. And for the folks outside of Texas, or the people that are in Texas that apparently care more about who's on the front of a beer can or looking at shaking boobies rather than figuring out what's happening to your state, there were 5 bills, 4 in the Senate, 4 in the House, take it back, and then 1 in the Senate, all different authors from different parts of Texas, but they all say the exact same thing, and hopefully the smart amongst us will understand what they were doing, and then there's more to it with late substitutions and stuff like that. Let's see, and I'm wanting to show you a graphic here. I'll actually just show you it'll go into all the different things there, but there we go, retro CS list. So by putting that QR code out there, that'll give you a link to where all 5 of those bills are on that particular website, and then you can link to it, review it at your leisure. A lot of shenanigans and games played with each 5 of those. Brian Hughes here, this is his email address, is one of the more notable ones, although the other folks have done their thing. And I would say go back and watch the other shows to get kind of the more of a play-by-play on how the retroactive child support bills have worked. But and then in summary of what the retroactive child support bills are, at least where we stand now, is with the recent change with Roe v. Wade and Texas claiming to be a pro-life state. They're basically saying that this bill, once enacted, will then allow a judge to do a default judgment for retroactive, so the 9 months prior to the baby being born. And I did not get a screenshot of the performance of the 29 million Texans, fighting back against the bill or going in there. We had, I think it was 5 or so people that went down there and talked about it, and I believe we had one person that submitted an email telling them, breaking everything out. I think it was like 1 or 2, and I was that one. But anyway, so with the retroactive child support bill, what that'll do is it'll basically give the judge the ability to do the default judgment, and they'll be able. Well, what they're saying in the bill is that it is for fees and this is where the language in the bills now says the original bill had postpartum, lost wages, cribs, diapers, and all that. And then now the language has changed. It still means the same thing, but the language has changed so we can hopefully, schmooze people over with that and lie to them. Let's see, where it's at this point is that they've read it. All 5 of the bills have been moving. This one now has. Let me go ahead and just move over to that screen. As of 2:39 p.m. Central Time in Texas, that bill has now officially moved over into the Senate, from the Senate. It has passed the Senate. The 5 people that voted on it all voted unanimously, 4 voted unanimously yes, and then 1 wasn't present, but who cares? And then now it's going to be going to the Juvenile Justice and Family Issues Committee as of today's date at 2:39. So then the Juvenile Justice Committee will do their thing with it. Now, the Juvenile Justice Committee about 2-3 weeks ago heard 4 separate bills, all the same thing, same language, same everything, last-second substitutions, so no one was ready for that and still didn't answer the challenges that were presented to it. Oddly enough, the largest challenge, in my opinion, came from the Office of the Attorney General, the head of the OAG, who said basically, 1, the system can't even handle what they have now, let alone this. 2, the items that they put in there to talk about getting attorneys and doing this and doing this, the overwhelming majority of the Title 4D people that that would be impacted by this don't even utilize those services, so it's kind of a waste of time there. That is pretty. I mean I think that the child support, the Office of the Attorney General did a great job, and oddly enough, they listened to them, and it also gets back into who actually wrote the bill and all that. But that then we'll spiral off into various rabbit holes, and kind of that's where it's at. Let's see here. Yeah, I wanted to also kind of show. Let me look at the screens here. Because I do have some items to show that I kind of want to. Well, we'll kind of jump into. Well, you know what? Let's pull away from this for a second. So, I've been talking for quite a while about these bills. So, just little known facts and figures. This bill has been thrown out there for about 5 years now, and I went back to my archives on pissedoffparent.com, which again I highly recommend everyone to get educated and go there and learn about how to get educated and defend yourself and use those resources. But I wanted to pull up this document here real quick. There we go, and then I'll remove that so it looks a little cleaner. Hey, it hides me, boy. Enhancements all over the place. So this bill was filed back January 2020. It was actually one prior to that, but this is the most recent one I could find. But this is the part where they were actually talking about amending Title 40 of the Social Security Act, which hopefully everyone here, again, we're going to have a lot of new viewers from different platforms that I'm now able to reach. that with Title 4D, and this is again the United States, other countries have their own version of it. But Title 4D was enacted, and it basically recovers or pays back the state. This the 66% 66 cents on the dollar of every dollar expended in the collection of child support. And I can run down this big long thing, but I just invite people to go to pissedoffparent.com, go to child support, have a couple cute videos that talk through the history, what it is, what it was, what it shall be. And you can then find out what Title 4D is. But basically, it's your federal dollars that are being given back to the state to allow the state then to collect child support from people. And then there's a recovery amount, and there's bonuses and all kinds of other stuff. And I can go down, I can talk hours and hours and hours. But again, go to pissedoffparent.com, check that out. And, again, that's that whole get educated. There's only so much I can go through and spoon feed on a number of things. But this document right here is some of the first attempts to modify Title 4D to insert the retroactive child support bill in there. So you'll notice here it says an act entitled Unborn Child Support Act, which there's 3 bills, I believe, right now going at the federal level for this very same thing. But they've been doing this for a while. This is a well-crafted. When I gave my 2 cents a long time ago, and I've been talking about it. Of course, no one wanted to listen to it because I'm crazy. But they've been doing this. And I'm going to say 2019, probably even earlier, but 2019 was the date that I have. And if anyone has anything different or earlier, great, please send it. But they've been talking about this, but it always failed for a few reasons. And then as we got into it, I was going, man, maybe something with the Roe v. Wade, something. We've got to have something that can tie it in and get everyone to rally behind it. And turned out to be Roe v. Wade. That was the clincher. And once that thing kicked off, and again, I'm not going to even waste time talking about the merits of Roe v. Wade and all that. That is for what I do. At least for this show, for now, not even part of the conversation. Just the fact that Roe v. Wade was overturned, and then bam, retroactive child support bills just flooded. I mean, 5 for Texas. Fun note, Indiana, 5 years ago, they actually implemented retroactive child support for the unborn. And their own attorneys say it's a complete mess. And these are attorneys that say that. And they want to really water it down and get it removed because it is so bad. Because all the things that I talk about that no one believed, that's where I got my information. They're going to use it for and I joke and say the 40 years of postpartum, and basically it's going to be a blank check to to women and to the state for this, and they're going to be doing default, and they're going to further just hurt men and boys. And with the way the bill is set up today, it doesn't matter who the man is. That's where we're at, unfortunately. And there's really not a whole lot to do it because we don't have the support, which is I talk about that all the time. And again, there's going to be people out there that are going to say, "Oh well, no one thinks that way. That's just you're crazy." I get told that a lot. I pulled out some stuff also from pissedoffparent.com that I have a Beam section here and all these other stuff, but I went and pulled some finer items out here. So one person here said any man that requests for a DNA test is a bastard. Period. Any man who does DNA tests on my children without my consent is also a bastard. Anything can happen that can make a woman pregnant for another man. Any child I give you is your child. Blankety blank what DNA said. And I've got a buttload, but we'd be here all night. That's one. Here's another one. Men, if DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages, and women deserve better. These are not jokes. These Again, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of these that I've collected, and actually a decent number of them are on pissedoffparent.com if you ever want to peruse the list. But this is the thinking, and unfortunately, say the people of Texas, people of the country, people of the world, they have decided not to get involved. I mean, it's obvious that I'm, hey, everyone needs to get involved, and I see a lot of people waste time. They'll probably go into my rant later, but this is kind of a lot of what I see with people that are in the equal shared parenting movement, or say they want to get things done. And I know people are going to be like, "Oh God, you're such a jerk. You're such an ass, whatever." And by the way, be sure to check me out on all these different ways. Like and subscribe, follow, and all that, because that's one of the ways we can get more information out to the masses. But on that side, so for the people of Texas, I'm going to just kind of talk to you guys here for a second. And I know that the folks that show up religiously to this show, which I appreciate, and I hope you enjoy the new view or the better view and everything, and kind of what's being done there. But I'm talking to the 29 million Texans that are out there, of which that I would like to have people here and elsewhere send out and do stuff. This was, this last go around when we talked about, voting people in that are equal shared parenting advocates. We had a few candidates that had said equal shared parenting is the way to go, and then we had the one that we know isn't. This was the results, and again, I had it in a meme. You can also check it on pissedoffparent.com. But this was from the last election. Who voted for who down the line? I mean, and again, everyone can hope, dream, smile, cry, piss, shit, whatever about involvement and apathy, and that and all that different stuff. But I'm a numbers guy, as hopefully everyone understands. This was, and if you can't read it, I apologize, because again, the screen. But we had Don Huffines, we had Chad Prather, and Alan West. All three of those people have said they will do something about equal shared parenting. Huffines, I think he specifically said 90 days. I mean, he's going to do something about it. Again, whether he does or not, whole different topic. He at least said he would do it. We know what grab ass Greg Abbott. Woo! Is that the FBI hammering at my door? We know what I did it again. Greg Abbott what his position is, regardless of what he says, and he overwhelmingly won. That is, absolutely ridiculous, and that's where we talk about advocacy and getting the word out there and doing things. And each one of us can do something about that. Actually, I made a video earlier that I sent out that all this change in education begins with you. You are able to do it. I did find a video, actually a couple videos that I think are going to demonstrate kind of what we're looking at. But let's actually, let's pull... Oh, no, I'm assuming everyone here knows what the bill says. Let me just... pop this back up here, because I just want to make it perfectly abundantly clear, so there's no confusion on that. So we're gonna again, it's retroactive child support, it's equitable. This looks like that's the one that now has cleared the other over to the news side, but it's going to basically be no DNA test, no nothing. So for the boys and girls out there, and I'm talking to the girls too, no one's safe. Any woman can name any man as the father, and they have to go through hell and back. And if you want to learn all the different things you got to do, you can go to the website or do the research yourself, whichever. But these are the things that are coming. But they're going to be responsible for equitable. We all know how the judges operate with the word equitable. But they're going to then give the person a default judgment. I'm actually wondering in the engrossed version. I just want to make absolute. Oh no. One of the bills did offer a period of 1 year before the lump sum child support debt is dumped on the kid. It's 6% per annum in Texas, just for those that don't know. And one of the five bills, I think one or two of the five bills, said they were going to go ahead and give that a year period before it starts accruing interest. And then, of course, then it will. This one actually doesn't have that in there. And again, just for people, again, thinking in the real world, it's not going to be, the guy, it's not 9 months, he gets nailed with the judgment on day one. It's going to be later when he's already saddled with the child support debt and everything else. He's then going to get a $10,000, $20,000, whatever dollar judgment that he's going to then have to pay, going to ruin his credit report, all those different things. I mean, people need to start really thinking about how this is actually going to work in the real world. Speaking of the real world, this may be difficult for some to get. I'll try to help out with the analogies here. But hopefully everyone is familiar with DeLorean from Back to the Future. 30-second thing here. So Marty McFly, Professor, the scientist, oh boy, forgot his name. Anyway, they basically sent this kid back in time using a 1980 something DeLorean to do that. Again, it's an icon movie. I was actually able to acquire that DeLorean, and instead of going back in time, I guess I did the Back to the Future Part 2 where he went forward in time. I actually found was able to figure out something with, or I was able to find a birth that's happening in the future here, and then some other later stuff. So let me play this real quick, and you can kind of see what I did. I won't be able to do the or whatever because I'm not that cool yet. But let me show you this quick video here, just so we're on the same page. Because what I want to kind of talk about is you'll be able to figure it out, and I'll kind of jump in right afterwards. Here's the clip. All right. Anyway, that was a clip that I went to the future to get. And what it was for, I guess, the ones that don't, I guess, understand the humor here, because I have to throw at least some amount of humor in here, is that this young man was told by his lovely young girlfriend that, he was the father. He, of course, believed it, went through the whole process, and then out pops the baby, and it's not a spitting image of daddy there. Now, under the law, he's gonna get nailed hard because there's all kinds of fun little things you gotta jump through in order to get out of that. You can ask a number of people how that worked, and to also just to kind of add to the fun of everything, I also found another clip that they're teaching how to maximize this and how to do that. So I wanted to show this one to you as well. So here, let me go ahead and play that clip. I'm going to kind of just roll through a lot of these.
People got something to say about the fact that I got 6 kids with 6 different men. So I'm just going to tell y'all why it is better to do it this way. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month. If I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one. $340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040. So why don't you have 6 baby daddies?
You gotta admit, these girls, man, they know how to do math when it comes down to it. So, boom. It's all we got there. Let's see. I'm thinking all the other stuff. I think that's a lot of the. There's I think I went through some of that stuff. Went through that. Okay, yeah, I've got. Basically, at this point, again, we got about, I think, a week and a half, 2 weeks left before bills can't, move any further or whatever. This bill is now in the Senate, which, if anyone knows how the flow chart works, it has to go through the Senate, then over to the House, and then vice versa. A few little differences, in each area, but they're moving. They are definitely moving. I think back to a video I made that I'll be playing repeatedly come September that I really want people to take into account. And then I'm going to do kind of a call to action at the end here before you get your weekends going. And got a few other things here to talk about. Actually, a rant. I'll be ranting here in a bit, more so than I normally do. But I just wanted to kind of share this with you here. On September 1st, 2023, a bill that is moving through the House right now will more likely pass called the Retroactive Child Support Bill. I'm going to get my mail today. Let's see. Oh, I got something from the Office of the Attorney General. I wonder what it could be. Oh my God, they're telling me that I owe retroactive child support for 9 months on a woman. I don't even know who she is. I got to tell all my friends to get a rally, and we've got to like all band together and get something done. Oh my God.
7 months earlier.
Oh, I don't care about this crap. Ugh. Ooh, video games. Hey, Abbott said he's going to take care of dads and moms. Well, you don't need to worry about this pissed off parent guy. Oh, who cares? This is stupid. Pointless. Let's kill some zombies. Woo! Woo! And get something done. Oh my God. Okay, I'm on pissoffparent.com. What can we do? Don't say I didn't warn y'all. If you don't fix the issue, you get what you deserve. Oh, man. Fred, put that little thing up there. I'm keeping it all. What it boils down to, guys and girls, is that, this bill, if we don't come together, that we have 29 million Texans, I guess half of which in some way will be impacted, since, half are men. They'll be the primary ones there, which actually, I won't even go down that whole rabbit trail. But if we don't do something soon with, a large impact, versus the same guys and girls that are 100% involved, we're going to really, get what we deserve across the board. There is just no other way of looking at that. I wish there was, I could give you some pie in the sky, whatever, give you some shaking boobies to look at or whatever. But the facts are this is coming down the pipe. It's just not a whole lot else to say about that piece of it. We do, again, this bill is in the JJFI, so it's going to definitely be heard here shortly, because we know that it's from there going to go to the floor, because it's going to sail right on through. So when we get the notification that they're going to be hearing this bill, we need to get everybody, not one, not two. I think actually, this was actually the thing that I put together to send out. I don't have a copy of how many responses there were or how many other people dove in there. I mean, I've sent this information out a number of times, and it's just not being acted on. This is coming, and if we don't do something collectively as a large group, we are going to be sunk. I'm going to get to some of the comments here. Should have some lively conversation here. Kind of transitioning kind of into my rant or quasi rant, and I'll just kind of preface and say I had two separate conversations today while I work full time for a living, by the way. And this rant isn't anywhere close to 100% that or why I'm ranting. It's just more of an overall thing. I've been involved in this for about a decade. And it's obviously either a mental condition or a passion, and I'll leave the world to decide which one of the two or combination thereof that it is. But having just, I'm going to say maybe 10, I'm going to be generous and say 20 people nationwide being, okay, let me just back. 20 people in Texas. So let's just kind of keep it at Texas, and then you can insert your own state here. Being any level of involved in this whole fight is, again, this, and I have plenty of these on the website, is ridiculous. In addition to working a full-time job, having my own family, my own issues, and other things that I have to deal with, being dumped on repeatedly, and this is not like feel sorry for me, and it's not that. my generation, or the way I personally do things, is I'm trying to get this information out. Not it's not some narcissistic, feel sorry for me, virtue signaling nonsense. My thing is to get people off their dead asses and get out there and do something. You all have the ability to educate yourself. You're suck and win. You have the ability to get educated at the very least and be a good example. And dumping everything on, and I'll say 20, and I believe I'm being generous here, individuals to do everything, and even within the movement. I'm going to keep some of the things private because I'm still trying to figure out how to respond. But we need to get more people that are involved outside of looking at the content. Well, we don't even really have that. They're more interested in shaking boobies and beer can, who's on the beer can. But we've got to get more people involved. And so I'm going to ask yet again, one, I am not the tech guy for the entire movement. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right there. I've got my own life. I got my own everything that I would do. I enjoy helping out, but when I get dumped on repeatedly to basically do everything while everyone else sits around with their thumb up their ass, it's not. I don't know. What I need. What I need everyone to understand, and I want this to make sure it comes across the right way for my rant here, is that I don't owe anyone anything. I'm doing this altruistically out of the goodness of my heart, the time, money, effort, and all that. And I'm also speaking for a number of other reps as well, or advocates as well. These people they don't work for you. They're not there to listen to your sob story. They're not there to do all your research. They're not there to drop everything just because you have some crazy idea. They're certainly not there. If you're not going to educate yourself and learn and take this information and share it, be a disciple, we're not here just to take care of your personal issue. And maybe I am starting to get into one of the scenarios I fell into today. I'll try to pull back away from that. I'm just going to say that there needs to be a community of advocates, not just one or two people. When I say 20, I think I'm being generous. And then of those 20, you only have a few people that are actually doing an amount of work. And that's wrong. And I'm pretty well leaning towards I'm not going to do it anymore, because on top of everything else, they're wanting me to do it for their reasons, not for mine. And again, if the folks that were on in these two different things, it's not about you, but it kind of could be about you. Being asked to do the level of work for free, with the expectation that it's done for free, is ridiculous. Boy, I better kind of stop there because I can feel myself getting ready to unload. I understand people are hurting, people need help, and that's one of the reasons why I made pissedoffparent.com. As a result of the other groups that I had been involved with being worthless meme generation factories and not doing anything else to educate and make disciples. That's why Pissed Off Parent was born. And my ask here is that you take advantage of that and educate yourselves, start having the conversations with people, get involved. A hell of a lot more. I can pretty well say anyone that ever watches this, for the most part, I may be wrong once or twice on this one, but for the most part, people need to get more involved. And if it's, if you think I'm talking about you, well, maybe I am. I don't know. But people need to get involved in this thing if they want it to change. Just like that video I made about, rallies and all this when retroactive child support becomes law. And it will become law, just so we're on the same page. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen this session, it will be the next session. I think it's going to happen this session, quite honestly, because I think they're going to ignore the OAG's stated technical issues with it. They're, again, money hungry. I actually had a thing where I was going to pop up statements from various judges that are against equal shared parenting, that are against all these different things, and why, because it's the money. It's got to change, and the handful of advocates that are tirelessly working till 2 a.m. and driving hundreds of miles, flying in on their own dime. You know, I don't want to speak for them. I'm not a big, I don't need kudos. You know, I mean, others may. It's just not my thing. But I would say, need help. To offer kind of a specific rant, on pissedoffparent.com, I broke it down into state level stuff, and I'd sent out requests to a number of people, all promising they would do something, and no one's done a damn thing. So it's being left up to me, if I want to get the information out, to go ahead and spend the time to then do that. I mean, there's the level of just outright, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, the only phrase I can come up with is "you owe me" kind of thing. That's all I can think of that this would be. It's really pissing me off. I guess hence the name of the show. And it's got to stop. We've got to get people involved, and if you don't want to be involved, get the hell out of the way, I guess. Stop wasting everybody's time. No one wants to hear about your personal story. All right, rant kind of over. I think I was able to keep what I really wanted to say in, so that's good. And it may not be over yet. Who knows? All right, let's go to comments. And I'm just going to pop them up here and we'll see where they go. Charlie Brown, dude, Charlie Brown. No. All right. Judges are acting outside of their oath to the Constitution. No shit. They are biased and make slaves out of parents by using children as the excuse for extortion. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm assuming that's definitely a statement. Yeah, and it's funny, the whole Tyrese, whatever his name is, Fast and Furious singer, whatever, I don't know. I saw that, and I saw all the people getting all, jelly over that. I was going to tell you right now, yeah, great it made the news. Maybe it's a good opportunity for you then to use that to launch and talk to someone about the issues in general, because I assume we've all known about this for decades. And yeah, it's a Tuesday for most of us. Again, the number is a couple extra zeros than I think a lot of us are used to dealing with. That'd be good, conversation starter. But he, like everyone else, it was funny, and I actually made a meme about it. I guess I'm a meme factory too, because that's what people pay attention to. But I said something to the effect of, I'm aware of it. He's going to do the same thing that Johnny Depp did, which is after he got his situation solved, he's pieced out, like so many others do. It's all about them. Then when it's not about them, they're gone. And then what was the other fun little comment? Oh yeah, he asked all the leaders and all the family rights groups that he ignored for years, but he asked everybody to show up and support and all that. I'm sure some of them did, just because he's a name. But will there be anything long term? The data would suggest no. After he gets whatever he gets, then he's gone. And I talk about the fact that that's pretty much how 90% of the rest of the community is. Show up to my court case, fly out to my state to do this on your own dime. Research my shitty response statement. Talk to my individual case where I later then find out that actually you're half the cause of it. That type of stuff. And that's part of what I get into when I talk about people need to get over themselves and look into the bigger picture and do the right thing versus having it all about them. There, but Charlie, great comment. I'd love to hear. I mean, I'm kind of dancing around the whole thing, but the whole Charlie Brown, Linus, and the Peanut Gang, and all that. I'd love to hear any funny anecdotes that you ever get. People making that obvious connection. I was a fat kid. Well, I'm a fat adult, but a fat kid. So, and my real name's Dwayne. And I would get told Dwayne and Tub I'm Dwowning, or DeWorld. So I got into martial arts, learned how to defend myself. Yeah, I got that. And apparently I was a third base pitcher for the Cardinals or something like that. I don't know, third base pitcher. Something in that, and people thought I was him for some strange reason. I don't know why, but anyway, that's that. Anyway, okay, Taryn. Let's see. Weird. This bill has one author and flies through, but HB 3379, which is the Equal Shared Parenting Bill, has 27 authors, doesn't get a hearing. Yeah, Taryn, I mean, nail on the head, and we know how this works. And actually, I don't want to talk about it too much, because what I've also learned in the community is I need to keep a lot of crap to myself, because if I say something as a, and thinking it out more than a day, more than 2 seconds, someone takes it, screws the whole damn thing up, and makes it worse for everybody. So I won't say obviously something live on air, but there's some stuff that gonna hold very close to the vest on upcoming stuff that actually nobody knows about. It's not, if you think you know, you don't know, but some big stuff and some plans of actions that I'll be taking on my own. But Taryn, you nailed it though. We've got bills that have 27 authors, a large number of authors, and they just sit there. Oddly enough, the bill was created by David Cook, who's on. I guess I'll go off on a tangent here, but in the Texas Constitution, statute, whatever it is, there's this whole conflict of interest. If you can benefit from it, you're not supposed to, hear the bill or not be on the committee. You're supposed to, excuse yourself or be out of it, which obviously they didn't listen to last go around. But I find it weird that he's on the committee, and again, I guess I'm not knocking him because it's a benefit bill, but he created the bill. He's on the committee, so he would be voting on it. He's a family law attorney, which would really preclude him from even being part of it, because he obviously has an interest, and he's a lifetime member of the Family Law Foundation. There's like so many what the hells on that one. I don't even know where to go with that. But anyway, for those who don't know, HB 3379, Equal Shared Parenting Bill, which is on the House side. David Cook is the one that created it. There's actually another one on the Senate side, which I think it's all also in the same spot, i.e. nowhere, that the other one is. But yeah, it's weird. 27 authors, and I can pretty well tell you, just from some personal knowledge I have, if it did hit the floor, we might as well shut this bad boy down and go do something else. A lot of people want it. There's some obvious reasons why people don't. But yeah, all right, Matt. See what I'm glad you guys are keeping not cussing or anything weird, because I don't even read the comments. I throw them up there and read them live. All right, does this bill make the father, the absent non-custodial parent, automatically upon the soon to be mother filing? This bill in particular, this is where it gets fun. This is where you're talking to attorneys. But is there going to be let me just pull up the actual bill so you don't think I'm doing any weird magic here. Where's that? Where is it? Oh, shoot. This is the one that's real. Okay. The other one I would be able to spend time listening to them argue back and forth and play their little games with me. This one is basically, this is the one. Oh boy, yeah. Guys, dude, seriously, you need to make sure this one gets knocked down if this is the one. All right, so the preponderance of other evidence presented to the court, including the testimony of a parent to the child. All right, I'm gonna bottom shelf this for you. A parent ain't you. A parent is the other parent. So the Chicken Little Pie in the Sky crap that I've been saying, he's the baby daddy. He's the baby daddy. The court goes, yep, boom, done. What was it? Elon Musk, whoever rich guy. That's how this will work, and that's how it will work. For anyone to sit here and say, "Oh God, no," you obviously came out of some parallel universe or something, and have never seen real life at all. That is how this is going to work. So the preponderance of other evidence presented to the court, including the testimony of a parent or the child. There is There's no reference to signing the birth certificate if you're dumb enough to do that, which, by the way, you should not be dumb enough to sign any birth certificate without a DNA. That should be... every kid, 1 and up, need to hand a little pamphlet that says, do not sign the birth certificate when you get old enough to have a kid. Or someone tells you that you are the dad. Do not do it. Demand a DNA test. But this one here is actually worse than the other ones. Shocker. Weird. Oh, I didn't know that. But they're saying here, preponderance of other evidence presented to the court. What is that, preponderance of evidence? Because courts of equity, they don't look at evidence. We see here including the testimony of a parent of the child. So little Susie Q is going to go, just like in that video that I showed, that lovely little video, she can go, that's the baby daddy. And they'll be like, wait, the kid's white and the baby's black. Doesn't matter, he's daddy. Well, kid looks rich. Boom, done. There you go. So, yeah. Let me make sure I answered it and didn't go off on a tangent. I apologize. I go off on tangents periodically. But, okay, so to answer your specific question, it's not well, it really could make it automatic. I mean, I'm getting technical, kind of a split in hair thing. I'm assuming you mean based on, they've signed the birth certificate, they've done whatever, just to kind of clarify that one with the, I'm sorry, pointing to a screen that for y'all don't exist, but the level here is that it's the evidence presented, which includes baby mama saying that he's a daddy and, believe all men, or believe all women rather. Let's see here. I'm assuming it'll be Queen Vivian. Actually, on this one, we just actually erased her entire name. So, something Aobi. So, yeah, I mean, if these two girls do it, you're kind of screwed. Well, you're screwed anyway. Okay, let's see here. Popping up here, Mike Now No. Man's inherent property. I assume you were probably making a comment while I was going through one of my tirades here. Well, when you're talking about inheritance, I think of actually another bill that's going through rather quickly about the inherent part. Guess what? There's a bill that's going through right now in Texas where they can attach and take your inheritance. So when your dad or whomever meets their maker and has left you $100,000, let's say, or some amount of money, let's say $100,000, the courts take it. Before this bill, they couldn't. So if you're saddled with some crazy debt or whatever, then you are going to be pretty well screwed. I mean, they're going to get it one way or the other. And actually, funny enough, let me go to Pissed Off Parent on the Facebook page, because I just made a meme that I think is appropriate here. There we go. There it is. Let's just pop that up there. This is pretty much it. That kind of dies owing child support. Office of the Attorney General yanking your ass back down here. That actually, I didn't put those two thoughts together, but that's pretty much it. So they're going, body's leaving you. Boom. They're going after your inheritance. Also, as the other part of that same bill that's going through, is they are, if you get, was it A.J. Wentworth or whatever that thing is, get your settlement now. So if you get a settlement, you get into a car accident and you're messed up and whatever, and you get a settlement to survive the rest of your life, they can take that. So, congrats. Okay. I'm just spreading joy across the internet here. All right, next, Mark. I gotta get with you about the whole website on the other stuff thing. I keep forgetting. Burrow asses. Okay. Do most of the work. We aren't show ponies. Let's see. Not sure. I guess when I was probably ranting about the, one person doesn't need to do it all. It should be spread out. Most of the work. Well, and I believe Mark is a member of NPO, and maybe their infrastructure stuff where they have a lot of hands and a lot of people that do stuff. And yeah, maybe maybe that's a different thing there, but yeah. From what I've seen in my experience so far, it has countless hours, countless amounts of money. Which again, I'm I'm not looking for the pats on the back. I'll be honest, and I'm definitely not looking for donations. Say I'm not looking for donations. I know it might put other people off because everyone's like, whatever. Is one, I've been around for a decade. And I've seen the crap behind the scenes. Not going to happen in my world. Two, let's see, trying to find a nice way of saying it. Got a lot of people who are in it for the money. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that follow Pearly Things. It's some like 20, mid 20, 28, whatever year old girl, and they're like, ooh, she's all whatever. No, money. Yeah, just do a little bit of research on it. There's actually a video that came out that was, I've been doing research anyway, but it was interesting to actually, this lady had done a lot of the work for me. But yeah, a lot of these people are in it for the money. Send me the donation, send me your money. It reminds me of the Megadeth song, I think it was Foreclosure of a Dream. Anyway, I've gone off on a whole different tangent there. I just, the whole money thing has always been a thing, outside of the fact that the guys and girls that I deal with, they've already been lied to by attorneys and everyone else. They're already broke as it is. I'm not going to be like, oh, you need to pay me money to provide certain information. I try to get it through other avenues, a sweat on my back kind of thing. Like I build websites at a discounted rate to offset some of the costs and stuff like that. But I'm building it. I'm working to do that. And my daddy raised me a certain way. Honest day's work for an honest day's pay, and you do the right thing regardless of what happens. That's how my dad raised me, and that's kind of how I roll. Let's see here, Mark. Where do I sign up to get her pregnant? Oh, I don't know which young lady you were talking about. Were you talking about the one in the delivery room, the baby daddy that has 5 or 6 and has done the math on how if you have 6 baby daddies or 5 whatever the number she had, that you make more money by going that route as opposed to all with the same dude? Or was it the young lady on the? Did I include the? I probably didn't include. Yeah, I usually try to bring it in here just to have fun with it. Or the one on the show main page, that the young lady that loves getting pregnant. She's got 8 kids now, no desire to work, living off the state, has no desire to stop. Just pump them out as many as she can, doesn't give a crap. And when people go, wow, what a deadbeat, doesn't care. She's happy as can be watching Sally Jessy Raphael. So yeah, that's what we've created, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't have their numbers, Mark. So you gotta reach out to them on social media. Who knows? Maybe you could be lucky dude number 10 million. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Moving down. Let's see, Godfather, Thug Life, and myself will speak out on this. Maybe one day someone else will help. And again, in that 20, I throw you guys in there. I mean, Taryn has been to the Capitol, I don't know how many times. So is, Godfather and Thug Life. You got to see them a few times over the last few weeks alone. Very deeply entrenched in trying to get things changed. A lot of time, money, and effort. They balance their time with their own personal issues. I mean, these guys didn't wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to do advocacy." They got involved, involuntarily involved, but they kept it, separate. They had their personal issues, and they fought for that and did that, but they also did the larger advocacy work, and that's weird to say it this way, but a healthy way of handling things, in my opinion, as opposed to every conversation has to be about my personal issue, and you need to, everyone stop, 20 people on the phone, let's talk about my personal case. These guys, put their personal issues aside and, use that experience, of course, and then went in there and took care of business. Hell, The Godfather, he has nothing to do with equal shared parenting, has nothing to do with child custody, has nothing to do with any of those things, but he fights as vigorously for those things as he does his personal issues. because he does say, hey, look, this one, they're all intertwined, but he puts his stuff aside and gets the job done. So yeah, but we need to have more than, and I'm being very not conservative, I'm being very, throw the upper number out there, that 20 people in Texas fighting out of 29 million is ridiculous. That's just everyone should be ashamed for that. I mean, I think, well, Taryn's the youngest out of all the crazies here. I'm 50. Yeah, I have a technical background, but hell, we live in 2023 now. There's every kid, like, does every freaking Gen Zer or whatever the next level, don't y'all know how to work on computers, phones, and all that? Or phones, on your phone? Boy, I sound old. See, I'm 50, I sound old. But y'all know how to program and code and build websites, and you should use TalkTick. I mean, I can't figure it out. I've tried. And you should be like, I'm going to dedicate an hour a night to doing this or something, or going out with your buddies and making posters or doing something, and not leaving it up to us old fuckers. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, I was getting ready to dip back into earlier this morning conversation, and I'll stop there because I'm trying to be nice and stuff. Anyway, Mark, sounds like time to invest money into vasectomy clinics. Girls at 16 have quiz hair. Sounds like boys should have vasectomera for their own protection. Yeah. I mean, well, it's funny you bring that up. I mean, with vasectomies are 99% reversible and all their good stuff with it. I personally think that every parent should probably be like, you know what, vasectomy. Not, and I wonder if those judges won't even take that. I don't have anything off the top of my head that would tell me yes or no as far as data or statistics, but they should. Why not? I mean, I talked a couple nights ago. I think there should be, if you're a ward of the state, with being on welfare or whatever, you and your children should get sterilized. I mean, your wards of the state, that's how it should work. And maybe once that happens, then they don't get all those free benefits or whatever, and not have to give something up besides their integrity and all the other things there, which I guess doesn't amount to much. Then they may go, I don't want to be on welfare because I'm going to get vasectomy or whatever. But when you've got people teaching classes, as I talked about pumping out kids and getting money for them, it's gone the total wrong way. I'm in total agreement that there should be. I don't understand, personally, as a 50-year-old young man, I don't understand. I grew up during the AIDS scare of the 80s. Liberace and Hudson, Mike, whatever. I can't remember the names now, but and we didn't know because Fauci was a moron back then, just like he is now. But we all learned about condoms at an early age. I mean, we knew that this prevents this stops this. All these things that are happening are because people are still raw dogging it. In today's day and age, which is ridiculous how that works, that people are still thinking, oh, I'm going to take a chance, when the data is there, and they just don't care. I mean, actually, a couple nights ago, I did a live where I pulled up 2 court cases and talked about those, or had them play. The first one, whatever. The second guy, he was the one that was doing his court case in the middle of a racetrack / McDonald's. But, they were asking him, do you have any other children? He was like, I don't know, stuff may happen. I don't know. And doesn't care, pumping out kids. He's a candidate to be vasectomized. And I think they really should. Now, what's funny, I would say on the flip side, but on the other side of that, back when I was trying to get my V for victory, they actually had to get my then wife's approval to do that, which I thought was insane. And anecdotal evidence that I have from other people I've talked to, because this comes up in casual conversation, is that when men want to go in and get vasectomies, the doctors will push back and sometimes even refuse. They'll do that. I mean, there is a small risk of a certain cancer. Some again small. Certainly not $200,000 worth, but but that's not the reason they cite. But yeah, doctors and different they'll push back on it and not do it for some strange reason. I have no idea. It's just we need to start doing. We have the technology, to quote $6 Million Man. We should do it, and I would argue before September, every man, boy out there, I would be lining him up to get the old snip. I expect when I go to Walmart, there should be no frozen peas in the frozen pea aisle. It should be empty all the time. And just like the advice of don't eat the yellow snow, don't eat frozen peas afterwards, because we know what they were used to quell the discomfort of. But yeah, we should do this. Ideally, honestly, don't even get in the game. Guys, you need to pull out in every sense of the word. Pull out. Stay away. That's the whole MGTOW conversation that probably needs to be had at some point. All right, next comment here. From Matt. For my earlier comment, I mean by the process itself, since the father cannot ask for support, they are not the one. They're not the one having the child. The father under this bill cannot be the custodial parent. Only the absent non-custodial parent seems to. It seems to be designed to fit. Title 4D for mothers to be the custodial parent 100% of the time. Yeah, well, that's one of the things, one of the arguments that I think I made, and actually they later made similar / same whatever argument, is the language, again, it's very sexist. I think actually Brad Nace, I was on with him, he was an attorney, we kind of danced around or talked about it, but it's very sexist, and he had a scenario where if that bill was enacted the way it was, what would happen was he could not get retroactive child support from the mother with the way the bill was written. And actually, I believe I haven't again read this bill again to see if they've substituted some more crap, but I'm assuming they didn't take the language out. But yeah, the bill's sexist at the very least, because it precludes a man from getting retroactive child support in events where, like, the kid pops out, mom's on crack, and then the dad takes possession of the child. Of course, well, with that bill that Misa is trying to get pushed through, a woman can be on crack and it's no big deal. So there's that. Anyway, okay, go off on tangents. All right, next up, Forbid. Mark, the one with the 5 baby daddies. Oh yeah, she was a looker. It was, I guess the video kind of cut off just a little bit. She had a mask over her face. I think that may help you, or make you change your mind there. But the mask was like ripped out around the mouth. So again, wearing a mask was during that time frame and had a hole in it. It's kind of like when they had, wear a mask, all that stuff. And they had, I'm a band geek. If it wasn't already obvious, I was a band nerd. But so of course, when I saw the band, people was, ooh, but the band, the brass and the woodwinds and all that, they had holes in their mask that they would play out of. And then, of course, didn't cover up or whatever. So it was completely, oh God, it was just completely asinine. It just killed me. Okay. Oh, jeez. Gotta have some fun with this crap. Let's see. Morgan is a beast. Oh, yeah. Jeff Morgan, the Godfather. And you guys need to give, kudos to Morgan and the rest of them, but gotta give him kudos. This guy tirelessly advocate, he is up these guys' ass. They when he's been there, they know it. They were in the corner kind of rocking back and forth going, please don't let me talk to Jeff again. But yeah, no, Jeff is out there doing his thing. He's got a slight, a small opinion about no fault divorce. I hear he talks about that a little bit, and I'm joking. That's one of his many passion topics. I think his biggest passion topic. But this guy's been in it for a long time. And we were going to sit down and figure out who's been in it the longest. I got a decade, so anyone longer than me, throw it out there. And I'm resisting the urge to do a guy thing when we talk about that. But Yeah, Morgan he's definitely a great guy. I would say check out his. I don't have his link up, but if you go to YouTube, check out his link, like, share, and subscribe to his channel. Actually, and while we're on that, a quick note here to subscribe to my channel. Like, whoops, oh, I'm clicking all over the place. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, and all that. Because that, again, as I say it over and over and over, I don't know how else to put it. That's what gets this out to more and more people that wouldn't otherwise be involved in this. And actually, oddly enough, when I changed my video resolution, which again I hope everyone appreciates that, it was at great personal expense to semi-quote Jurassic Park. I started getting a lot more views, so time will tell, what happens with that. But anyway, I hope everybody is enjoying the higher video resolution. All right, Mark, again, say if I was 18 today and knew about this retroactive child support, I would be running to the vasectomy clinic just to protect myself. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I can't say that'd protect you. I mean, I know that there are other cases where that actually has helped, but there's two of them that are earlier this year. They were actually made the news up north. One was this stripper. I'm sorry, dancer, exotic dancer, respected young lady. This dancer. Well, the guy's wife, they've been married for like 20 some odd years or whatever. She gets a letter in the mail from the Office of the Attorney General saying that he owes child support, and that made for interesting evening conversation around the dinner table. And of course, he's like, "I've never been here. I don't know what the hell you're talking about." So they've now driven across state. I think it was Michigan. They have driven across state twice. The broad didn't show up either time, and they're still continuing it. He's like, dude, vasectomy. Let's do a DNA thing. I think part of it was to do a DNA thing, which they did it for her benefit, not his, as far as like locations or whatever. So they did like drive across state. This other one was a college kid, and the young lady, the innocent young flower, nailed him, and he's like, dude, I've never been to Illinois. I've never set foot in Illinois, and he's being nailed for child support in the state of Illinois. So I don't know. Maybe he got a shot across the bow. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. Got maybe a quiz thing. Which there's another thing I'm wanting to kind of do for the show is introduce quizzes. Currently, there's a service. It's a little pricey, but it allows people to play whatever platform they're on. We can do quizzes and trivia. And do polls and stuff like that. The only I have a poll right now, no pun intended, but I have a poll over on YouTube, which, by the way, go there, subscribe, let's get that ramped up. But you can actually, I have a poll out there that you guys can select, things that you're interested in and all that. And I, again, take that feedback and then try to make the show better and do things. Hopefully you guys are seeing some, improvements there, the intros and the outros and all that with my brand of crazy humor. Let's see here, but Roth or Hagar banned for 100. Let's see. Then I'm trying to remember where the comment came from. Let's see. Yes, Van Halen. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I'm not going, who is Roth or Hagar? Van Halen. Banned for 100. Trying to figure out how that was, where that was at in my thing there. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely Van Halen. Yeah, definitely know who Van Halen is. Like a quiz? Oh, who's your front man? Oh, what? Diamond Dave? Mark, who the hell are you? Diamond Dave! I mean, as far as front man, Diamond Dave, this guy's like, what, 70, 80 now? And he's like still got the energy, except when he busted his nose. But yeah, Diamond Dave, for everyone out there, little pop culture stuff. Van Halen back in the day, Jump, Panama, all that fun stuff. Hot for Teacher, back in the good old days. That was Sammy Hagar. The other one I was just thinking of. But yeah, Diamond Dave, man, this guy, I mean, this guy is a front man. Great guy, yeah. Now the controversy of Van Halen, Van Hagar. I'm a fan of Van Halen, Van Hagar. But like as far as that crazy like Metallica level that I have, not there. I mean, I like I've got 5150, which is the Hagar one. Of course, 1984. I've got all those albums and all that. Love it. But yeah, I mean, some of their stuff was just a little out there. I do love California Girl. Oh God, I still remember being. I think it was like 9 or 10. And in California Girls or East Coast, California Girls. When that came out, that was on not MTV. It was the one before MTV came out, Friday Night Videos or whatever. I was a young man, didn't understand really what girls were, and I saw that video and I was like, oh hell yeah, we can still be friends. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? But I loved. Love Van Halen, all the good stuff. Too bad they're getting older, and it's kind of sad that that's happening. Music, big thing. I don't know why it hit, but Sammy Hagar, I will always know Sammy. I Can't Drive 55. That was like the one that did it for me. I'm sure that was a very popular song back in the day, but good stuff. And I don't know how we got on. Oh yeah, seeing how we got on Van Halen. Great band. Love to listen to them. Got their album. Not all of them, but I have a number of their albums. 5150. I was just fan of that one. Okay, I think we went all over the place. Any other comments? Anything you guys want to know? Just I guess kind of throwing it out there. I can't really talk about that yet. I'm just trying to. I have to walk through stuff where things I can talk about, things I can't talk about, because there is a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that obviously you don't give the playbook away. So I gotta kind of watch some of the things I talk about. But I mean, anything for the folks that are on that they want to know about upcoming events. I know something that is coming up here up in the Tarrant County, Fort Worth area is the group. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. The Texans for Digital Accountability. They're looking at in the next couple weeks, I believe on the 13th, doing a meeting and having some. We're gonna have a keynote speaker on that and do a bunch of other stuff there, and people can learn. And again, this website and group is in the process of getting their 501c3, but they're working together to make judges accountable. Go figure. So this would be something, if you've been wronged by a judge, maybe something to go and listen. It will be live streamed. Actually will be on the Pissed Off Parents show. So, while we'd love to have you there in person, obviously streaming would be good there. We're also doing, they are also doing fundraising opportunities, because again, it takes money to do the level of things that they were doing. I'll just say it right now, I have zero to do with that and not part of it. That's all their thing for the reasons I've talked about, and not saying that anything bad. It's just as a matter. It's one of those things where, I'm trying to think of a good analogy to use. I like to be above reproach. There was a great way of putting that. Some people get laughed at about it. I don't care. But like one of my rules is I don't go out to lunches or whatever with women, and it's not because I can't control myself or some other stupid reason. I don't want the illusion, the creation. I don't want any of that nonsense out there, people yakking or whatever. And so I don't do it. And that's maybe a bad way of explaining why I don't get involved any of the groups here. I'm sure 99% of those lunches, nothing happens. I just don't want the talk, and I just don't even want part of it. I don't want to have a website, or at least another one or whatever, created that Dwayne Ward takes money or something like that, or Pissed Off Parent is nothing but a money grubber. They'll be able to say a lot of things about me. That won't be one of them. Hey, me. Let's see here. Mark's got another comment. All right. Sport time taken back in the house. Cook has sponsored and already passed the Senate with Paxton. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. That's being talked about. I believe today. There's that's being talked about. the bill has SB 718. I think it's 718. That has passed the Senate. Angela Paxson actually have videos where you can see that happening and see where that moved through. And then also it has been championed or sponsored by David Cook, and things are going on with that right there. And then we got, let's see here, Big W Rig 0485 or 0485. Can David Cook be trusted in your opinion? Oh, God. Oh, where's, hold on. I was going to try to find I'm going to find it, hold on. Damn, I moved my stuff around. Let's see. Probably not it.
I'm in danger.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I guess let's talk about it. David Cook. All right. So for those who don't know, David Cook is a representative out of Arlington, Tarrant County, Arlington area. He is, let's kind of give a quick little, pedigree on him. Actually, I have a picture of him just to make it, everyone can take it back. But so he's a house, again, he's a house rep, family law attorney, and he is a lifelong member of the Family Law Foundation. Okay, so a little history and this is where we're at today. And this is, again, my personal opinion. I mean, actually, I don't know if that covers. It shouldn't be covered. These are for all the other places that are streaming this information. My personal opinion has zero impact on every other group that streams my stuff. This is my own personal opinion. Here's kind of where I'm at, and I guess it almost pose it like certain questions. But let me change the graphic QR codey thing. God, let me try to set it up right. Okay, so he's a family law attorney. So already, just kind of in my book, not a fan. Now I will say that over the years I've had to modify my position or be a little more mature with when I hear someone's ex, then you immediately like or hate them. That's changed over the decades. As I got older and realized the world wasn't always 100% black and white. So like in that situation particularly, I was talking with oh God, and I brain farted and can't remember her name. She is the queen of family law queen out of Alabama, huge equal shared parenting, Bliss Isaac. There we go. If I ramble on long enough, I'll remember it. And I got to meet her 5, 6, 7, whatever years ago. The first time I got a chance to meet her, and I was making some comment, family law attorney, and we had a great conversation. But things like that, or I'm a Republican and blah 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 blah, or I'm a Democrat and blah blah blah. Sometimes the buckets you put people in are 100% accurate, and sometimes they're not. I've seen enough to where you can't always take things on face value. But all right, so back to thoughts on David Cook. Again, full disclosure, I'm not gonna make no bones about it. I mean, I've got a number of videos on my website and stuff, talking, it's not even talking smack about a guy, showing smack about the guy using data and facts. So my first involvement / knowledge of him came back in HB 803. So that was in the previous session, the Equal Shared Parenting Bill. And I got to sit there and watch, and the videos were obviously all out there, but I got to watch the how the shit show of HB 803 kind of unfold. And the bill was presented, and sat there for months or whatever, and finally got the pity fuck first listening or whatever as it sat there. David was argumentative. No other way to put that. Very argumentative with the people that were advocates for HB 803, and I'm not gonna make any bones about it. I launched into Facebook. I was a keyboard warrior, and I called his ass out on it. repeatedly. And what was weird is that he actually kind of pulled back a little bit. Well, facts, data, logic. I mean, he does have an amount of logical faculties, so those things worked, I guess. And he came back and said that he's going to write the next equal shared parenting bill, and I believe he's involved in a way with the one we've got expanded basic, but a whole different, I guess, conversation. But so back then, there was that, but he was, and part of me, he's a family law attorney, so I've already got an initial reservation in talking with, or seeing where he's at on things. I mean, this guy knows, as do the rest of the family law attorneys, know what's going on. He's a lifelong member of the Family Law Foundation. He gets the same articles that I'm able to get access to and see what's going on with what the Family Law Foundation does, what they're about, how they handle crap, so on and so forth. And I've watched WWE wrestling, so there's that as well. But so he had said, he made a promise, and other advocates had talked to him that he was going to write the next equal shared parenting bill and get it passed. That was, I believe, that was his two-parter on that. So, all right, sure. The session was over last time. Well, got nothing to lose. I'm sorry. We actually had 3 special sessions where Abbott could have done something but chose not to. And then I learned a few things that even with with the bill sitting there, anybody can. I say anybody. I think it was either any of the reps could actually immediately call it to the floor from some information I have. So I thought it was weird that no one did that last session or this session. So he wrote the bill, and 3379, and he put it out there. I don't know if he did it in a vacuum or what he did. The bill was I'm going to say decent. I don't really have a lot of arguments one way or the other. I mean, you can tell, and I don't say this to be snotty, but he wrote it like an attorney would, and there was good and things I would be like, I don't know about the wording on that thing, because he did list out the specific schedules and had that 20-mile radius in there. I'm just going off memory here, and talked about that, and actually then put a thing in there about the child support. And then I think that was kind of all those things. Of course, then at the end of the day, the judge has ability to do whatever the hell he wants to. I think he actually had a finding of fact in there as well. Yeah, I think there was a finding of fact in the bill. So, I mean, at the end of the day, again, he didn't say, hey, let's let women smoke crack and doctors don't have to report them. I mean, he didn't do that, thank God. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it couldn't be horrible. Could have been much worse. But I guess where I have the challenges here, let me kind of go on and come back to the challenges part of it. So that bill is written, and then the Family Law Foundation came out with their list of nonsense. I don't have it with me, or I would throw up on the screen as previous live broadcast, but he... his own, the people that he's a lifetime member of came out against him, and they're all in the same. This is like WWE wrestling. I mean, they all make it sound like they're arguing back and forth, and it's all fight. It's Mean Gene and Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant kind of crap. Who's supposed to win? But and I'll offer some thoughts on some possible things here. But anyway, because again, we did get a decent amount of steam from the last one. We got expanded basic and all that. But so he wrote the bill, and then he's on the committee. Nothing happens with the committee at all that he's a member of. Which, of course, then on top of that, you get the violation of the whatever. But neither here nor there. And then he's also submitting, and this is where I get into that, things that make you go, to quote the 90s. He then has bills that are very anti-family, in my personal opinion. The Retro Child Support Act. I believe he wrote the bill for attorneys can go after judgments as vigorously as judges can. So if there's money owed or whatever, that basically the attorney now becomes the debt collector and is able to aggressively, do things with that. And a number of just very, as an advocate, anti-family. So he writes that, and of course those get done. The bill that's supposed to be equal shared parenting is just sitting collecting dust. Some of the comments he's made during the session have kind of been, you can't quite figure it out. And then and then of course we're a week and a half away and nothing. Now, the things that I'm a chess player, so I try to go, here's a hypothesis, and again, I've got zero proof, and I never will get proof of any of this crap. Let's just pretend. Let's put our imagination hats on for a second. What if they all got, and I'm going to go evil here, they all got together and said, all right, man, they're getting close in this equal shared parenting crap, and we're going to lose our asses this next go around if these things don't happen, blah, 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 blah. And they go, okay, here's what's going to happen. And I'm going Mean Gene, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Bucksaw, I'm trying to remember all the rest of them. Here's what we do. David, you're going to go ahead and write a bill. And since you wrote the bill, you control whether it gets read or not. So when that's done, everyone else is going to be like, oh, well, the bill's already been written. There's really, we don't need to do anything. We can back off. He's already said he's going to do this, and this is going to happen, and hell, we're good to go. And then basically lets the thing die in committee without being read, throws it in the trash, and goes, got him for 2 more years. Yay! Again, hypothesis, have zero proof. Couldn't say one way or the other if it's true. Not accusing, none of that. Again, when you look at all the probabilities and possibilities, that is one possibility of who knows how many. And of course, in thinking in that whole arena, I've seen weirder crap happen. But yeah, that could have been it. Questions I would really have is, you wrote the damn thing, you're on the committee. What's keeping it from at least being heard? Because without divulging too much information, if that bill hits the floor, it's getting passed. It'll get vetoed by Abbott. Hopefully we all are on the same page here. It won't be signed. It'll be, if anything at all, it won't be signed and passed, or it will be vetoed. I hope I'm not surprising anyone here with this. But again, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. But so I don't get why someone that wrote a bill that's so involved, and I asked it almost tongue in cheek, but so involved, blah 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 blah. All these people have heard, and that goes into another thing is, and I get it. I'm a data, facts, figures guy. All of these guys, Dutton especially, this guy has been hearing for at least 10 plus years, at least a decade, all the data on equal shared parenting, how it makes sense, the child support nonsense. So, almost handing him flyers and data and information as doing it from the perspective of, oh, these guys just don't know, and once they learn, then they'll get it. They know. There has to be another reason why. And actually, I made a show about, I guess a week ago, about, some of the things that Dutton's done in the past that just kind of really irk me as an adult. He has killed bills because he gets pissed off or whatever about that. That's not a controversial conversation that someone's going to get mad about. That I would put that in the fact category, or the fact, FACT category, that he's killed bills that he doesn't like. I don't think that's even open to debate. And if anyone gets upset about that or whatever, I'm sorry. By the way, Santa's not real either. While I'm crushing, nonsense beliefs, there's one of them. So I look at it as we got 29 million Texans. Of the of the so of the 26, 25, whatever that number is, whatever the show actually had everything broke out, and I lost that data unfortunately, which pisses me off. But something like 18 million or 18% is either 18 million or 18%, and then whatever that number adds up to be of the constituents that of the 25 representatives that are for it. For not seeing the bill, you're telling either 18%, 18 million, and again, that's five. Again, I can't remember if the number in my head is a percentage or a physical number, but a large percentage, a decent percentage of the Texas population that we don't care about equal shared parenting, as opposed to the one, as an example. Well, the rest of the bills I believe only have one author, so each one would have their own 50,000 or 100,000 people or a million or whatever for larger areas, but we did hear all those other bills. So basically, Mr. Dutton Jr., you're telling 18%, 18 million, whatever that number is, go screw yourself. I mean, we don't care. And because my feelings were hurt, or I was scared or whatever, I'm not going to be a man and do the right thing and hear this damn bill and let the facts bear out. I did that video like a week or two ago, and all the information is on that show. Not in as good a quality as it is now, but on that show it was. Maybe I'll pull that down and resubmit it. I don't know. As far as trusting Cook, I've been married 3 times. I got trust issues. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, in the family law world, I've seen so much crap. In my world, I've dealing with politicians and dealing with different people, lying, and it's not just politics. I've seen, mankind and people, don't honor their word. I don't know if I'm cut from a different cloth. I've got mental issues or whatever, but I've always been a word is my bond, handshake. This is, people are to be treated X way. You do the right thing, and that's just. I don't know if my daddy raised me different or something in my DNA. I don't know, but that's the way I've always been in the world. You can ask anyone I know. Side personal note is people that know me personally are like, yeah. The thing with Dwayne that I like about him is that when you meet him and you get to know him, he's the same way he's always been from the moment you meet. He doesn't change based on who he's talking to or whatever. You get him. That's who he is. If I give you my word, I do it. I'm not. And again, I just don't have the ability to be like a lot of other people, which is one of the reasons why I have challenges with the 29-ish million Texans that won't get off their dead ass and fight for equal shared parenting, even though they say that they want to do things. That's one of the things that irks me is they won't do the things that they need to do in order to get the job done. I don't know if it's different generational, something in the milk. I don't know, but yeah, that's it's very different. And I know I went off on a kind of a tangent there, which I tend to do, which is one of the other things about me. But I guess getting down to can David Cook be trusted in your opinion? Only one person, 2 people I trust, me, God, me and Jesus, that's it. That's pretty much it. Everybody else has a sliding scale. If you were to say trusted, I look at the data and all that, and I'll be able to give you more of a better idea at the end of the session than afterwards. I mean, if this bill passes, then he honored what he said he was going to do. And if it doesn't, he didn't honor what he said he was going to do. And then it then rolls into why didn't it get passed or get done when he had every ability to do it? Why didn't it? And then that becomes a adult issue or adult question that needs to be asked and answered. And that'll tell you exactly what you're dealing with. Now, I've dealt with a lot of senators, representatives, governor, a number of different people in my travels. To be able to say, look them in the eye and get, and I'm not saying, I've never met David Cook, but if I ever, people that I've met, they have the ability to lie to your face and believe everything they're telling you. Yeah, I just like with a spouse or a friend or whatever, they make a claim, you take them almost prima facie, kind of on okay, I'm not gonna do anything stupid, but I'm gonna see if your actions match your words, and that tells me if you're a man or not, or an adult, or someone that's honorable or trustworthy. But sadly, in today's day and age, things like honor and doing the right thing and being a person of principle doesn't hold any water. I mean, we've got, I would say, majority of people are narcissistic, crazy nuts, to put a term on it, and they lie so much and screw people over, and they convince themselves that they're right or whatever. I mean, I've had text, I've had a lot of interactions where I just go, "Are you kidding me?" This stuff's right in front of you. There's no way to disagree with it, and here you go. I don't know. All right, let's see here. Well, I guess in answer to your question, we'll find out. But do I trust him? Nah. And again, it's not really a knock against him. His actions so far, I'm not encouraged. I'll I guess leave it like that, because another thing is he has said things that words and actions. I mean, he has said, "Hey, I'm equal shared parenting. I'm all about it," but then he does retroactive child support, but it doesn't want to mess with that or modify it. And you're getting some conflicting information. It's like a person saying, I'm against alcohol while drinking a beer. It just it doesn't make any sense, and you just got to go, yeah. So we'll see. In the next couple weeks, we'll find out one way or the other. Let's see here. All right, next question up here from David Green. Bigger question than Dutton or Cook is when is the last time the Speaker has put a Republican over this committee? Yeah. Oh God, Dade Phelan. Yeah. Oh, get me started on old butthead Phelan, and people are gonna go, "Oh, you're calling him a butthead?" No. Again, I'm a Gen Xer. Go back and watch Beavis and Butthead, and look at Dade Phelan, and there you go. I look like Fred Flintstone, so I mean, we're making jokes about stuff, but Dade Phelan. Good God, yeah. And that's what the word Republican and Democrat, they don't mean anything. Those words mean absolutely nothing anymore at all. It's 2023, words mean nothing anymore. But yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, again, this go around was Dutton, which for those that don't know, Democrat. Previous to that was oh boy, I've made so much fun of her too. Alcohol, drunk driving, hit a tree girl. Nyave. I don't know, maybe it's a requirement that you get a DUI or something to be on the board or on that committee or on the main part, because I don't know. We'll see. I know I'll get in trouble for that comment, I'm sure. But I had to check and see, when the last time a Republican was put on there. But again, the thing is it doesn't matter. I would invite, because I know a lot of people get into that whole, Democrat, Republican, and conservative, and that all a bunch of nonsense, by the way. I mean, it's one I could show you, but I thought about so many different things at one time that I lost my complete train of thought. Welcome to middle age. If you go back 3 sessions, 2017, 18, whatever it is, I have a video on the YouTube site where actually I'm making fun of the Family Law Foundation. Gina Kalani, she is and I'm saying this as a description, not an insult. She is a very liberal Democrat, very left-leaning. She and I would disagree on, we'll say 99% of the things there, except for equal shared parenting, because she does believe in equality. And there is, and she's a Democrat, again, very liberal Democrat, not making fun of her, I'm describing, using descriptive language here. But they had someone from this, and I almost feel sorry for the guy, Haston, something or other, Craig Haston. And anyway, he's a Family Law Foundation guy, and he gets up, and this guy is a complete moron. Oh my god! And gives a bunch of nonsense stuff. And on the video, I'm making fun of him through the whole thing. Anyway, Gina Kalani, who's done the research, she lambastes him. I mean, it's not even. Well, okay, I would say it's not even funny. It was hilarious. I laughed and tinkled. When I get mad or bored, I'll watch it and laugh about it. But she used the data, the facts, and the evidence, the same ones that she should be using against the current committee, the previous committee, anyone that's been against it. But whatever works, and I'll tell you why that happened. She, very liberal Democrat, but supporter of equal shared parenting, knew the facts, knew the data on this topic, and just lambasted this guy. And people that say, Republican, I would have wanted her as in charge of the JJFI, because equal shared parenting probably would have went there. Of course, incidentally, after she made those comments, I went out to transparency.org, which let me put the QR code up here. And again, if you go to pissedoffparent.com, all this information's out there. You don't have to remember the QR code or click on the link or whatever. It's all out there, and you can do all the research yourself and go, oh my god, can you believe this crap? But if you go out there, and it's actually on the video as well, I got screenshots of it. After she made her comments and blasted the Family Law Foundation, she got and I'm going to misquote the number. I want to say it was 75,000. Actually, I want to do it just for effect here because it is actually interesting, because it also talks about the other another gentleman that's in there. I do want to pull it up here. I'm going to try to talk and type at the same time. But it very important, or funny what happened on that. Oh, I've made a lot of videos. Holy moly! Not the court hates fathers. Fathers lawyers are incompetent. Oh boy, here it is. All right. Let me share my screen. Wrong button. And let's get over there. Come on. And you guys are in for a treat. Getting the walkthrough from the pissed off parent. Okay, video here is state government, politicians, judges, and attorneys lie to destroy families. Oh, and I'm gonna, look at that young guy. And I'm gonna throw it out there right now. My video making skills when I first started doing this weren't the best. I was doing the best I could and learning along the way. It's that whole education thing. So don't laugh too much about all that. Let me just skim to the. Here we go. Let's get right to that. Again, a lot of good clips in here, but this is the clip I was talking about when lambasted and did all that stuff. So listen in on that, and you will be pleasantly surprised. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. You can't see. Oh gosh, you're missing. This is all gold. Oh man. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. Someone, yeah, speak up real quick and see if you can hear it now. It should be playing, but all right. Let me go ahead and playing now. Can everybody hear that? Anyone? Anyone? Just want to make sure that everyone can hear that video playing. Nope. Darn. Okay. I'm going to include the link for this in the notes. This is one of those areas where I have a lot of technology, again, low cost, no cost, and all that, and I pull it all through to make things work out. And this is one of those areas that I need to probably spend a little bit of time on getting that to work, and it unfortunately doesn't. But when you get a chance, this it's like 5 minutes long. You'll see. Let me just give you the actors here. That's Craig Haston, and that's Gina Kalani, and you're going to hear the exchange back and forth, and it is just it's comedy gold. But I also want people to understand, and that just refresh my memory, that this was done before expanded standard was even on the record. They were calling it equal parenting back then, and that gets into a whole other video series that's kind of funny. But yeah, it's just been completely insane here, and they Big Rig 045. Yeah, I laugh every time I watch it because I know what's going to happen and the stuff that I was doing with it, and it's just some. It's just something there. Everyone should watch it just in the spare time that you have. Hopefully, everybody has the link there. It's good stuff. It's a great video. All right, so I think getting back to that original question from David. When last time you spoke, I'll have to figure out when that was. I don't know who. Yeah, I'd have to hear who this guy is. He may or may not have been a Republican. No clue. Have to remember that. And it's funny. You see some of the same. Let's see. I think that's Stewart down there. That I believe is Taryn. Oh boy, trying to remember names. Anyway, a lot of the same guys that have been fighting and doing stuff here for a long time. Highly recommend. And I was clicking on buttons and no one could see the where I was pointing there. But this guy, I don't know if he's a Republican or Democrat, but this is Gina and you can't see my mouse, so a whole other issue. Shaking stuff around, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'll just stop there because obviously I'm going nuts. No clue when the last time a Republican was in there. Let's see here. Commented that, well, we just got to feel what it's like when the ledge has someone arguing 50-50, dead silence. I remember this one particularly. We had all these people on, and Gina was the lone voice for the most part. I think on this one, she was the lone voice on there. And actually, I have for the HB 803, I have a video called How Dumb Is... where's that video? God, I got so much stuff here. A lot of stuff. Oh, this is another one here where I was totally making fun of maybe a longer video. Oh boy. I'm making fun of these people. I make a lot of fun of people. That's all I can do. There's Miyavi's DWI with the Mortal Kombat. Boy, where is the... Yeah, I would just, again, recommend everyone, go, if you want to have some fun here and listen to some fun stuff. I got a lot of stuff here. Where the heck is it? I almost forgot what I was even thinking about or talking about. It's a video that has, I guess it's not on the screen, I don't remember it, but had a judge, Tarrant County judge, she's now since retired, Judge Wells, who, for those that have watched the Divorce Court movie, you'll remember her name because she was spotlighted in the Divorce Court movie, and I would recommend everyone watch that. There are places, pissedoffparent.com, you can go and watch it, but she was the only person that called in. Here it is right here. I obviously won't play it. but I got the audio recording of her calling in, and I actually had the bill right next to it. I think it was HB 803, and making fun of her while she gave her idiotic testimony. Anyway, I go off on a tangent there. Let's see here. Big Rig 0845. Have you ran into good old Amy Boo Boo? You know who I'm talking about. I do, or making a good assumption that I know. Personally, no. I know she has called me out a few times, or once or twice, I guess. Kind of, I guess, getting into all the dirt. I try to stay out of that. I mean, I'm hoping the majority of people realize that a lot of the nonsense that's out on Twitter that gets put out there, it's meant to inflame and be stupid and stuff like that, and to get everyone kind of riled up and stuff like that. I mean, there have been some funny gems. I'll be the first to admit that. More from a comedic perspective, but others have made it a mission to go after that. I'm not one of those people. Antics. I try to. Weirdly, I try to stay out of that one. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll jump in. It's not a edifying or a reasonable thing. I mean, as far as fighting people or getting into the those type of art, I try to look at see what's going to create the best outcome out of the situation. Is going to advance my position or whatever. Someone like her and others, it's just a pointless conversation. I mean, I'm not going to change mine. I mean, I'd probably say she's more knowledgeable about these topics than I am. And especially so, given her, background and everything. So if you have all this information and knowledge, you know what's going on, and you're still opposing it, some, fat nerd is not going to convince you, and it's, kind of pointless. And it's just, some of the antics are just kind of silly. I look at it as a kind of a don't waste the time type of deal with her, but and a number of others. With all the other stuff and kind of part of the rant I was going on earlier, I got so many other things going on that I've got to kind of focus in on stuff. I'm apparently going to be building an entire website over the weekend, and potentially a second one. That anyway, all right, I'm going to stop there because I can feel myself getting ticked off again. All right, let's see here. I think that's everything. I hope that the show at the very least was visually entertaining. Apparently the audio, I got to work on that. Let's try to get that fixed or ironed out next go around, and get that done. Again, a lot of free information is out there on the site, and again, it's not go to my site. If you go to pissedoffparent.com, you will get a lot of information to educate yourself. I'm trying to get the information out to everybody. I'm actually on all these different platforms. You can actually watch me on TV on the Roku device, although I got to get some more stuff updated there. I kind of stopped since viewership was down, but Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, there's a station there. If things work out the way I'm kind of hoping to, I was going to actually have like a live network, a TV network going at some point. But again, it's time and money, of course, but time, and I've got to kind of put the eggs in the right basket and stuff. But I would ask everybody, and it's again not that difficult to do, is to be sure to go out there, like, share, subscribe, do those, because if you know anything at all about computers, you know that with that tells the algorithm to go ahead and get the information out further, so people that wouldn't normally be involved in it will get involved and hopefully change some minds. And that's what we need to do. And then the other thing is just, getting people to get off their butts and get out there, get energized, and, dig in. If you have your resources, the thing that you bring to the table. I mean, yeah, I'm a tech nerd. Apparently I have a face for radio. This is kind of the way I'm doing it. That my shtick. If you have a technical background, just to kind of like put in that area, and you want to help out, there were ways. You go email admin@pissedoffparent.com, and if you want to, help out there. I'm going to be perfectly. I do a lot of stuff, hanging out, talking about personal issues. Ain't one of them. That's just not how I'm set up. So, like right now on the pissed off parent page, I sent out a recording. Let's see if I can pop that up. Or made a video today, hoping that it's going to be fruitful. But I've basically broke out all the states, their information into individual states that a person can click on and get self-help and information, legislative information. I'll just pick on Texas because that's the one that's got the most info on it. But a user can go there that's in Texas and get all kinds of information. If they want to see what's going on in the legislature, they can go ahead and go down there. I've got a aggregator thing that pulls in the latest changes, which I need to, I guess, take a look at this because the other one just kicked over today, and it's the JJFI next sessions. But you could go here as opposed to going everywhere else, and it'll tell you what's happening, and then there are hot links that you can go and then learn about different things. So you can get the calendar. So it looks like on the upcoming House calendar, something's ramping up here for the equal shared parenting world, and then upcoming Senate calendars, and then any bills that got passed. So a person can do that. So I'm trying to do that for all 50 states based on their state. So it's a one-stop shop for everybody. But where I need the help is collecting the links and the data, because I don't know your state, and it's obviously a slow process. So like getting, each state I'm assuming has some kind of like lawhelp.org type thing. If you're in Ohio, let's say, and you know about links for this kind of stuff, shoot them over, and then that saves me from having to Google search it, find it, pull it down, do all this other stuff. Or if you have different things that kind of fall in this arena, it's one of those help me to help everybody else. So a person can come here and click a link. Like I think California has some information, not a whole lot. Custodial interference, Title 4D, and then here's the information I collected so far for that, as well as equal shared parenting groups that are in their area. So far, looks like this one just has the national level ones. But I'm trying to do that, but I'm one guy. I'm old. Apparently, I'm getting pulled into all kinds of other crap that to do. Ooh, I just felt that start happening again. And need help. That's one way to do it. And so if you have links, or if you have a personal set of links that has whatever, admin at pissedoffparent.com, shoot them over. I'll get them added in and get it knocked out. And again, it's going to help everybody out. At the end. If technology is not your thing, or you're like, I hate Pissed Off Parent, I love coming here, stealing his meme, but he's kind of a jerk, and I don't want to talk. I don't like the guy at all. Go to NPO. Go to all the other ones there, and donate your time or your core competencies. If you can build websites, do that. If you can build apps, well, I built an app, no one used it, so. Good luck on the app thing. Or if you if you have telecommunications or fundraising or whatever, do that. If you're involved in your PTA or other school organization, get involved, share that information. And if you're not, get involved with your PTA. That's how you can make a change in your area. Hopefully the theme here, or that you understand, is that Superman ain't coming. I am certainly not Superman. I'm doing what I can, but the change and everything that it's gonna be you doing it. You saying, you know what, I'm going to make a difference. If you're stuck and you have no idea, guess what? I have a link, how to fix the glitch. Gives you a roadmap, how you can do it in your area. The whole thing. Again, my idea, meaning this is me sitting down going, let's try this, let's try that. These are ideas, things you can do. Everyone can get involved in some way. It doesn't have to be overtly about equal shared parenting, but have that end goal in mind and do stuff. That's how we're going to move that needle forward and change minds, because that's a lot of it, changing minds. Those couple videos and images that I showed, those people said the things that they said because no one's ever challenged them. Actually, that reminds me of a video I made, a week or two ago, actually here in Texas. Actually, I did a live on it, maybe even two, where somebody... Was it pushing back against... I think it was pushing back... Let me just share this so you can... Oh, yeah, it's already up. Pushing them back against the dumb. Actually, I made a couple videos about it because it was just so stupid. Yeah, I think it was this. Actually, this, you mentioned that. Yeah, this... wait. Yeah, here we go. A person felt or said this, and I provided back, the information, again, freely available on the pissedoffparent.com website that shows the facts and the data. And I did take a snarky tone and made fun of her. That's me personally. Others can do that too, but I guess where I'm getting at is when you see something like this on here where someone says they overtly favor men and fathers in custody, you can go, huh. You can go to Pissed Off Parent, and actually you can find memes, you can find the data, you can find screenshots, all that information ready to go under a tab that you can then paste it in there, and don't even give me credit. Just go, oh, I found this, boom, and then you look like a stud, and knock this crap down. Because the thing is Shauna has friends. People are going to watch what she has written, and they're going to believe the nonsense. There are people that believe this, by the way. I mean, she obviously believes it. But there are other people out there that are going to read this and go, huh, you've got to change the narrative. You've got to change people's minds, show them the facts and figures. Now, again, someone can show her this information, and she's like, okay, my personal experience tells me that, it wasn't me or my personal experience was that didn't happen to me, and that of course knocks out all the millions of examples and data points and all that, and you're not going to change your mind, which goes back to what I was saying before about arguing with idiots. But you provide the information out there, and they do with it whatever they're going to do with it. And I've done that a few times. I'm just one person. I would ask to get other people involved. You, and I say you as in the folks that are on right now, all the different channels, and all the people that are going to watch it afterwards, and all the people you're going to share it with that are going to watch it and go, who's this old guy with a Houston 4 Retropalooza t-shirt on? Who is this guy? And then, get that education and start doing something with it. That's how we're going to change minds. And that's the only way we're going to change minds. No one's going to wake up and go, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's kind of how that goes. Anyway, all right. I'm sure everyone's just waiting to the very end for my closing video because it's so cool and fun. I think it is. And again, if you're not a Gen Xer, go watch the movie that I'll be referencing in the closing spot at the very end. It's well worth the time and money. All right, gang. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Woo, 2 hours. Man, thank you. You guys are either something else. I hope everyone has a great day. There's going to be some things coming up. We referenced it earlier, which I may be coming on again with a special guest and talking about things, and who knows what we'll be doing throughout the weekend. I may get a stray weird thought and shove some stuff out there. Again, guys and girls, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Let's get this out there and get this thing done. That's pretty much it. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.